Hey everybody, welcome to your feedback video for Unit 11. Now we're starting to get into the big time work. So this week we were just coming up with our idea and shooting the thing that we felt was the category of photography that we most enjoyed and most wanted to be our personal series of work. So here's Holly's notes, and she did portraits. And I love that idea because, it's just like this time of year, you start thinking more about family. I mean, I guess we all think about family all the time. But I thought this was a lovely idea, and I'll tell you, people love portraits. They do. And that's one of the easiest ways to make money in photography, is doing portraits. So don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Okay, so let's look at, this is Holden, and I guess he's your nephew, which I can't believe because he looks like he's about the same age as you. This is a nice image. I like it. It's an interesting background. I like the lighting. It's always good to have, subtle lighting on your in your portrait. This lighting is, I would say it's very flattering because it is frontal lighting, facing your subject. I'm kind of a sucker for the golden hour lighting for portraits. They can be so gorgeous. So just a tip. And this one's really cute. It's just like a very nice candid moment. And I mean, I like what's going on with your composition here. The pine needles look like little stars or fireworks in the sky. And the background is kind of echoing his body line here. So that's interesting. I'm not crazy about the fact that his elbow's cut off, or that the tree is a little bit off kilter. So those are like, if you did crop it, things that you could go back and fix. And then this little angel, oh my goodness, she's adorable. And her name is Rye. How cute. So she's much younger than your nephew. I wonder if they're brother and sister, because that's quite a range in ages. Beautiful lighting on her face. I love that the dark background kind of emphasizes your model here. And it just kind of frames her in just a lovely way. I think I would have gone from waist up if you were going to do a portrait like this, but I do really like this image. So I think you're headed down a good road, and you've got some great models. So very nice, Holly. Okay, and then your contact sheet. Let's see, I think I'm just going to open this in Photoshop so I can zoom in. Because you've got quite a collection in your contact sheet of just Holden, looks like. I would have liked to see your other model as well, but that's okay. Okay, so zoom in here. Let's take a look at each of these images. So I think this one is very attractive. 3/4 view is kind of a classic portrait view of the face. So your face is not, straight on. it's at a 3/4 turn. So it's not complete profile, it's not straight on, it's in between, you know, kind of like a 45-degree angle, if that makes sense. And this is cute. It looks like he's still a little nervous. Oh, so serious. It seems like you're encouraging him to have fun, which is an excellent idea when doing portraits. Okay. Move myself out of the way here. I can get my little slider thingy. Guess I should know what that's called. Okay, this one's a little dark. And then this one you got the light back in. Okay, that one's very similar. Very similar. I get the feeling your model's not sure what to do. So it is all about give and take and experimentation between. I, do all kinds of things. I tell jokes, try to make my sitter or my model comfortable. That's a funny picture. I like it. So there is where you're getting into saying things that are, making him laugh. That one's cute too. Okay. Oh, he's trying to do his blue steel. Oh. Yeah, that's nice. I'm not a fan of the angles. And then this one you chose, and I do really like that one too. And you have a lot. So yeah, that one is nice lighting. Hold on a second, I think I'm cutting this off. Yes, I am. Sorry about that. One thing that you need to watch out for is, when people have things around or above their head that seem to be, part of their head or, like some kind of weird antenna. So now that I pointed that out, that's all you're going to see. But you see what I mean. I can show you how to get rid of that, Holly, if you'd like. I use the patch tool to get rid of things like that. And let's see, that was not cut off. I'll have to look back and see if it's in your main images. Your best of. Can't tell if that's a truck or a minivan. I'm going to bet it's a truck, but see, this is a little bit backlit, a little dark. Got better light, but that angle. Oh, it is a truck. I knew it because I had looked at these already. So that is a nice idea. Oh, that's so funny. I mean, if you had gone around behind him and saw his reflection with your reflection, that could have been interesting. That one's really cute. Cute expression. Can't say I love that background, though. That's really cute. That's a great idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to your originals 3. And yes, we do. Yes, we do have a little protrusion there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get rid of that. Okay, so patch tool. Let's see if I can get my tools here. Hold on one second. If I try to move this video window over while I'm recording, it does this crazy glitchy thing that I'm not a fan of. So I'm going to go over here to the patch. It just looks like a patch that you would sew on, you know, a hole in your jeans, if, you know, that's what we used to do instead of buying new ones. And you just click and trace around the thing that you want to get rid of. So you take a patch of it and then just move it over. I use this all the time. Sometimes you still get like a little remainder, so you can try and like a shadow of the thing that you just took out. So sometimes I have to do it a few times. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's going to be... So at this point I would probably go in and take a color sample, or let's do clone stamp. That's much better. So clone stamp over here, the little stamper, and this might be kind of big, so I'm going to do command. Oh dear, that's not it. It is left bracket to make it smaller. And then what you do is you do option, click, and you grab, it's almost like you grab a paintbrush full of what's next door. And I see that I need to adjust my brush. So I'm going to step back and I'm going to make my brush soft. Okay, now let's try that again. Option click. Now we should be able to paint. Paint that out. Sometimes you have to reselect to, you know, like if you get close to something, it's going to pick up the edge of it, you see. So sometimes you just have to go and reselect, option click. I don't want to mess up his hair. So I could always, you know, zoom in a little further and do some finer detail. But basically that's what I do. Like his hair, like here it looks like I got a little bit of a blurred edge on his hair. So I would go back and fix that and just be a little more careful. So I hope that helped. Alright, let's go on to our next victim. Here's Ivy. So she did Horizon Line Sunsets, and I think that's a lovely idea. It kind of bothers me a little bit that you said it's the least challenging. On one hand, I think you might feel that way because it's enjoyable. But on the other hand, you know, if it's something that's super easy, I don't know. I feel like you probably shouldn't have said it that way, the least challenging. I mean, I don't mind because we're friends, right? But if I were talking to somebody who's looking at your work, I wouldn't mention that. You want to make everything look like it's, you know, it takes so much time and effort. It's just, you know, you have to look like a professional. So here's your beautiful image. The first thing I noticed about your work this week is the aspect ratio is super tall and narrow. So that is height and width. So whenever you're doing a series, you want all of the the images to match in size. So that's aspect ratio, height, width, and resolution. And that's something that you can do in Photoshop, or, you know, just use the same camera and the same settings. Yes, I really love this one. To me, to my mind, this appears to be cell phone images, just because of the, like I said, the aspect ratio. And I noticed that when I look carefully at it, it has a low resolution. So a resolution of only 72, which is usually like something that you can reset on your phone if you want to take higher quality images. Like this one is, it's very pretty. It's just a little soft. It looks like it's more in focus in the distance, you know, and that's okay if that's your artistic decision. And then this one's very nice with the little tiny moon and those complementary colors, orange and blue, and the silhouette of the land. So I do really like your idea, but I do want you to take some higher quality images if you're going to go forward with this series. And also make sure your well, I just said that. And also, I didn't see your contact sheet this week, Ivy. So I will put a note about that in with your grades, and just make sure that you send it in as soon as you can, okay? All right, here's Melissa. And I love what you said about this being an opportunity to find your voice. That's a really smart way to put it. And a professional photographer, see, I don't even feel that I'm a professional photographer. I feel more like I'm an art photographer. And I love teaching photography, but to run out there all the time every day and take perfect images, you know, like a professional, I don't find myself that way at all. I could classify myself as a portrait photographer, the most of all the categories, I believe, or abstract. So anyway, I think this is very well written, and I love your choice. And I think this is gorgeous. This first image, just gorgeous. It's like a, you know, it's like a romantic still life, as of the still life paintings of the past. You know, 1800s, maybe even earlier than that. I love the colors of the apples. I love this white focal point here as well. And if you're having trouble, if you're going to continue with the apples and you're having trouble with any browning, you can spray it with lemon juice. You probably know that, though. And I love this deep blue in the background. You put a lot of time and effort into this. And like the surface and just, you know, it all comes together. So this, I think, is my favorite image. And this one's very nice as well. Yeah, it's a little brighter. There's just something about the integrity, like you've maintained the integrity of the image here with your natural lighting and that kind of dark and moody still life. So I think this is lovely. And I do like this one as well, very much. The warmth of the color here, I like how it's picked up in the handle of the knife. So this one, ooh, those two are just neck and neck. And then this is an interesting idea. I like, you know, again, you've used that dark natural lighting very successfully. I think this one I might have brightened just a touch, just so we can see that that rich blue in the background because it goes so well with the blue plate. So very thoughtful presentation, Melissa. And then let's look at Melissa's in Photoshop. And zoom in on this. See if there's anything we notice. So honestly, to be honest, I looked at the contact sheet quite closely, and I always preview. Otherwise, you don't know what's going to come out of your mouth, right? But it wasn't until I looked at the contact sheet very closely that I discovered that rich drapery in the background. So that was a really delightful discovery that people might not even notice at first. And once you look at it carefully, it really all comes together. So it's very impressive. So far I see images that are quite similar. The silver of the knife is something that I want you to keep an eye on, because I love this reflection, this reflective quality of the warm light on the knife, and that's something that is kind of difficult to do, to get right. Like when I was getting my MFA, I think this bite is so cute. That is adorable. So that kind of brings us in personally with that little bite. Very cute. So yeah, I believe you must have done something to keep that fresh look. So you'll have to let me know. Okay, excellent. I think you did a great job choosing your best. And now Sydney, she chose to do an event, and an event photography was one of the choices. That is another thing that you could do successfully, even if it's only for family and friends. And then just kind of the word spreads if you do such a great job with the photos. So when you guys get your website going, if you wanted to share on social media, that's a smart idea. It's a smart idea, because a lot of people will pay somebody, when you're getting started, probably not going to be much, but the word builds, then you're successful. And it could just be, a side hustle. So I can tell that you really enjoy Halloween. And I think this is your mom, and I'm not sure if that's you, Sydney. Not sure if I recall seeing your picture before, but this is really cute. I'm going to guess it isn't you, because in that case you would have a remote, and usually I can tell when you're using a remote. But is as sweet of a photo as this is, and I think it would work for event photography just because of their costumes. That's really funny. I think I would have also asked them to take off their coats just for a quick, funny costume shot. And I would have experimented with positions as well. If you got down low, then the darkness of the night, they would be lit up by the ambient light, the local light. But it is cute. And then we've got this mystery guy over here. And I think this is a really good idea, this little still life. I like that the focus is on, textures here, and the texture of the wood, And then the background, you know, you've got a shallow depth of field. I mean, I don't mind the colors. I think the colors kind of bring out the colors in the worms, you know. I think it's cute. And then let's look at your contact sheet. I think I saw some good ideas on this one. So, thinking of event photography. See, now I think that this could be good. I think you almost have to get up at a higher level to capture this, you know, decoration successfully. I would get much closer, you know, with maybe only a little bit of detail in the background to show you, you know, where it is and where you saw it. But all of this is a little distracting to me. And then this next one, I think could be good as well. This is so funny. Is that the Abominable as a mummy? Or is it just the Abominable from Rudolph? I would have centered this and made sure your angle was straight. But I think it's really cute. And, you know, you could even do close-up to see that lighting. That would be pretty. And this is, you know, like I see all your decorative details and everything. However, I probably would have gotten down to eye level and make sure that your background is straight and maybe a couple close-up shots. You got to watch out for distracting details. This I actually think is great. I love the color. This really kind of captures the mood of the event. I might straighten it a little bit, but that's fun. And oh, that's really cute. Again, if you had moved these forward and then did a really shallow depth of field, like with the widest aperture you can get, things like this in the background would be, you know, blurred out and less distracting. But it's cute. This one I like. I love that color. I might make that a little straighter as well. And this is hilarious. I think that's such a fun portrait. I almost wish she was a little bit more centered in between here, you know, so just her eyes were framed by this little part of the phone. But I love it. I think that is so cute. It would be fun to look at if you were looking at pictures of your event. This seems a little too far away to tell what's going on. And I'm on the fence about this. On one hand, I like the picture because of the different colors, but this one almost feels like this is a picture of our decoration. I still like it, to be honest. Okay, so I think great work, Sydney. Oh, there's another dirt. This was a good idea to have a backdrop. But I honestly like the other image better, just because of the organization of the colors. Okay, whoops. All right, you guys, that's it for tonight. I can't wait to see how you're going to advance this project during this week and really expand upon it. This is a lot of work this week, and this is kind of like a showcase of your personal choice series. So keep in mind the things that I suggested, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you, anything I can suggest, and I'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.